Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Jose Mourinho is in Croatia to seal a deal for Inter Milan's winger, stroke number 10, Ivan Perisic. What do you know about him? I'm sure a lot of you don't know a hell of a lot about him, and I'm going to put my hands up and say I do know a bit. I saw him in the Euros last year, wasn't it? Decent player, plays for Inter Milan, like I say. Left winger, a bit shaky there, need to sort that out. But exciting. You know what? I sort of heard it early this afternoon. I was like, what? What are we going after him for? Contracted till 2020, 28 years of age, 6'1". Have you figured it out yet? Left winger, can play number 10. Left winger, 6'1", quite tall, experienced, knows what he's doing. Martial's been a bit of a problem out there. You're starting to figure it out? Yeah, so have I. I think this is... he is in Croatia, Mourinho. He's been pictured there 100%. And he has spoken to the agent. And he's very fast. People are asking me what about him. I just think it's the sort of deal that Mourinho wants to do because he wants to sort the left side out. The height is a big advantage. He wants people who are tall and good in the air, and he is. And for those FIFA generation out there, just very quickly, let me just say this about Perisic. If you want to know what he's like, pace, attacking, everything like that, if he was a FIFA player, which he is, he'd be in the late 80s. So he's not world class in the 90s, but a very, very good left-sided player. And I think he would be playing left-sided with Mkhitaryan on the right. I'd be slightly concerned about myself if I was Anthony Martial, but he's contracted till 2020. He's playing for an Italian club who need money. I think we'd get him for about £30 million, and he's only just turned 28. We do need some more experience in the squad, and it's tick, tick, tick. And the funny thing is, we've done 2 videos this week. Mo Hayat saying, why is he talking about FIFA? Because a lot of people play FIFA. And I'm just telling you what his attributes are. He's fast, he's skillful, he's a creator, and he's good in the air. Defensively, he's a bit suspect. But I'm not judging. I mean, I'm not... People make me laugh. I'm not talking about him from FIFA. I hardly ever play FIFA. I've seen him play. If you watched the Euros last year, he was fantastic for Croatia. But he's not the glamour signing, but we've been doing it this week on the United Stand. We've been talking about the Eric Bailly signing, the out of the ordinary signing, the signing that nobody's really picked up on. And I think there'll be a few of those this summer. And I think Perisic sort of fits into that deal. And if Jose Mourinho is using the the international break to go and get players and get deals sorted, he will want to get them done early. It's stereotypical, but when you're dealing with Croatian players, they're very professional. I mean, a part of me thought, is he there to watch Modric? 31, again, contract up in 2020. Rakitic, who's just signed a new deal at Barcelona. I'd like both of them, very good midfielders, but I don't think it's either of those two. Antoine Griezmann saying that Perisic is average. You're wrong. He's not average at all. He's a very, very good player. I think he'd fit the Premier League like a glove. Not everybody has to be a Galactico world star. We're trying to build a team. I had this conversation with somebody today. They were saying, why don't you like England? And I said, because England could have been a really good national side, but they never built a team. Leicester won the Premier League because they are a team. Chelsea are going to win the Premier League because they are a team. You've got to be a team, and Manchester United need team players. Our best player this year is not Pogba. The Galacticos are not the best players in the Manchester United side this year. Your Martials, your Mkhitaryan, your Zlatans, your Pogbas. They've had flashes, but the best players have been the professionals. Professional players like Antonio Valencia and Herrera, and Perisic would fit into that. I'm not saying for any second that this is definitely the deal, but what is Mourinho doing in Croatia? Why is he talking to Perisic's agent? Inter Milan would snap 30 million out of our hands every day of the week, and he would fit in for Manchester United. You know, effectively, I love Anthony. Why am I calling him Antonio? I love Anthony Martial. I absolutely adore Anthony Martial, but we need a left winger. 100%, we need a left winger, and there's no getting away from that. And Martial needs a bit of competition out there because he's not getting it. What people forget is we got rid of Chris Goodrew, Martial. I mean, what is wrong with people today? It's bloody Friday. Get in a good mood, stop being argumentative and throwing crap at me. Martial obviously is a left winger, but Mourinho is not convinced by him, and he wants to get somebody that he's convinced by. And Martial, as much as I love him, is very inconsistent. We are talking about being a bloody Premier League side. You can't just keep going on with, we've got a winger. Well, what if Martial does his hamstring and he's out for 6 weeks? Who are you going to sign? I think there's an element of spoilt behaviour in the live comments tonight, going, who is he? Who is he? Oh, he's not good enough. I mean, what do you want us to do? Go and sign bloody Kroos or someone, not Kroos, Royce. not everybody we sign has to be a Galactico. Understand what this club is about. Look, live in the present. Our best player this year is Antonio Valencia. He is not a Galactico. We need to get players of experience, of which Perisic is, of talent, 6'1", tall, proven. Well, he could be a backup for Martial. He could be a backup for Martial. I just think there's a real spoilt element out there who just don't understand what Manchester United are sometimes. You think we're going to go and spend 60 million on some left winger, and then we're going to buy Griezmann as well, and then if Zlatan goes, we'll spend another 80 million. I tell you what, why don't we go and spend $1 billion while we're at it this summer, and we'll just buy Galacticos absolutely every time. Just don't be spoilt about it. Let me just say this to you. He's a decent signing. It's not necessarily going to happen, so don't necessarily have to worry about it. But I'll be very happy with it. I like these sort of signings. I mean, Griezmann's my dream signing. There's two big developments with Griezmann, which we'll be talking about live tonight at 8:30. Don't worry, I'll have a drink. I'll have a drink and I'll calm down. I'm not in a bad mood. There's a few people saying you're in a bad mood. What annoys me is I don't want us to turn into Real Madrid, right? I don't want us to turn into Real Madrid. And I think sometimes people get a little bit, who's Perisic? Who's Perisic? We don't want Perisic. He's average. I mean, how many times have you watched Perisic? Are you Inter Milan season ticket holders? I mean, I've not watched him 5 times this year. I remember him from the Euros. I've seen him a couple of times this season in Serie A games that I've watched, but I like him. And I think, even if he ended up being a backup player for Martial, who is one of my favourite players at Manchester United, that's fantastic. We need a left winger. That is the ultimate. We need to buy a left winger at Manchester United. And that's what I think. I just think people have unrealistic expectations. The price is 30 million. We could get him for like 20 million. You don't know. 30 million, we might get him for 20 million. In which case, he's a really good backup left winger. He's good enough to be first. But I think the great thing is, and what many people don't seem to understand about Jose Mourinho is this. Perisic is 6'1". He's good in the air, but he's very fast. He's experienced at 28 years of age. We were talking about Julian Brandt from Leverkusen last night, who is, again, very similar to Perisic, but he's young. He's 20, 21. He's tall. Perisic is that finished article. I'd be very happy if we did the deal. And these deals, like we've been doing on the shows this week, the out-of-the-box ones, the ones that the press haven't got a bloody clue about, I like them. And Brandt can go to Liverpool. Yeah, I'd be happy with this. Good work. Is it not going to be Brozovic? It's a very good comment there from Josh Sharp, because as I said a few minutes ago, we could be looking at Modric. We could be looking at Rakitic. We could be looking at any Croatian player. The press, again, could be totally wrong. But if it is Perisic, because apparently he's met and been pictured, Mourinho, with Perisic's agent, that's why everyone thinks it's Perisic. And he's two-footed as well. I forgot to say that. He is two-footed. Predominantly plays on the left, but he's two-footed. What about Roos, says Cameron Davies? Well, again, he would cost you about £60 million. So if you get Roos and Griezmann, which I think we will, that's £150 million on 2 players. And we still haven't got a centre-back and we still haven't got a CDM. We've got to be very, very careful. I think Griezmann's going to be the big signing if it happens. Obviously, we're going to have to spend a bit of money on a centre-back, possibly a CDM. So someone like Perisic for maybe 20 to 30 million pounds, we've got to make a couple of value signings as well. And I think this lad fits in perfectly. Thanks everyone for watching. It's only a very quick video. Apologies for going off on one, but I think sometimes people just get I read comments and I think people get a little bit spoilt when quite clearly you've never seen this player play more than 2 times. He's a decent player. And I'll tell you what, I'll close it with this. Perisic reminds me of a sort of Antonio Valencia and Ander Herrera. That sort of cult player that can come in, graft each week, really appreciate the club and do a good job. So, as Meady said, he's very technical. I like him a lot. We are live at 8:30 tonight. It's Griezmann at 8:30. There's 2 big developments. And we're talking about that at 8:30. But thanks everyone. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the United Stand if you're new. I've done a Raw video for you tonight because a lot of people told me they like the Raw. I'll be back in the studio tonight at 8:30 and we'll see which you prefer out of the 2. Thanks for watching. Speak to you very soon at 8:30 and give us your thoughts on Perisic below. Because obviously, a lot of people are not happy about it. A few of the spoilt viewers we have are not happy. They want somebody else. Well, tell us what you want. Tell us what you want. Speak to you soon. My internet is not weak. It's hard. Thank you very much. Speak to you later. 8:30. And get in a better mood.